Hey guys, my name is Hocus Pocus. How are you doing today? This is episode 121 of the LP series, and firstly, I just have to say that I am sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't upload over the weekend. Things got ever so busy in my life, and YouTube is going to be the first thing to take a back seat, as it is probably, although I really enjoy doing it, we realistically have to say it's the least important thing in my life at the moment in terms of the other things I had to do. So it did have to take a back seat, and I apologize for that, but I'll try and be a bit more consistent this week. And then hopefully next weekend, again, we can do a stream and upload and make sure everything goes to plan rather than how it did this weekend. So that's pretty much it for the apologies. At the moment, I've got mining fatigue. That's because I did head over to that, or close by to that ocean monument over there where the Elder Guardian still is alive. And I picked up this buried treasure map. So yeah, let's take a look at it. And we can see that we're very close. So I think the first thing I'm going to do today is actually try and find the treasure, because this is something we haven't done in a while, right? We haven't found the treasure from a buried treasure map in a long time. So I think we should firstly clear our inventory a little bit. This is the stuff that I managed to gather from the ship as well. So we got a bunch of emeralds, some iron nuggets, some lapis, a bit more gold, which is always nice. Some iron ingots, which aren't going to fit in there, so let's pop those in there. Some paper, gunpowder, carrots, and I think that was pretty much it for the loot from the ship itself. So I think what we'll do, guys, is we'll just take a quick cut here so I can prepare myself, and we'll head out to try and, find the buried treasure of this pirate who once was. Alright guys, so from what I can tell, the map seems to be telling me that I need to head off in this direction. So what we'll do is we'll get some flight, we'll get into the air, and just see if I am correct in that observation. You can also see that these two land masses here are actually islands as well, so that's kind of cool. And then this over here, again, another island. So we've got quite a few islands spotted around the area if we ever wanted to do something here, which is, I think, a very feasible way to look at things, because it means that we can just link up the islands or use each of them for a certain thing, you know, that kind of build style. But it does appear that we should be heading towards the X if we go in this direction. Aha, there we go. So we're starting to uncover the map, which is a good sign. So let's head towards the X and just float our way down and see where we're going to land, somewhere around here. So we've actually landed on a chunk of ice, which is kind of interesting, something I really haven't seen before. But if we line ourselves up just like this, I think, there we go, and then dig down, should be, I think, in either one of these two blocks here. So let's dig down in this one. Nope, I don't think it's there. Possibly not there either, so maybe I was wrong. Okay, try again. 1 second, let me just fill this hole back in and we will try again. Alright, so give me the map and find our little ice hole that we can climb back out into. Alright, we'll just climb up here. That works as well. Let me actually come away from the cross so we can see our marker, and that might give us a bit more help. So if we inch this way ever so slightly. Okay, keep inching. We want to, there we go, we want to centralize ourselves with the cross. And going underwater apparently means I can't see the map. That's cool, right? That's cool. Okay, let's go back this way then. And then we want to line ourselves up something like that maybe and dig down. Alright, this might be a better attempt at finding it. Nope, okay, that was a bad attempt. Alright, give me some time and maybe we can find it. Now guys, if this isn't the spot, I'll eat my diamond helmet. Okay, here we go. I haven't tested this before the clip, so I could be wrong, but I think this is it. Oh, I was wrong. Wow. Okay. Maybe here then? It's got to be around here somewhere. Really, it has to be so close. Maybe back one block? I can't believe that I'm wrong. I'm using the technique that I know that works, and for some reason, I just can't seem to find where this treasure is. Maybe here? There it is. Finally found it. Okay. So we're just going to gather up everything in here. Some cool loot, right? Some gold, some iron, some diamonds, another, what are they called? Heart of the Sea, right? And I'll take the chest as well because, you know, chests are always something to have useful on hand. They're always something that we're going to use. So there we go. We finally found the treasure. So let's get on with today's episode. Okay, guys, we're back on our sunny island, which is now sort of taken over by animals, right? But I don't mind this. We've got some friends. It's sometimes a bit lonely out here in the Minecraft world. So it's always good to have a bit of a companionship, right? Anyway, between episodes, we did do a live stream, and before I show you anything from that live stream, I do quickly want to say, if you are enjoying the video right now, or you find yourself enjoying it at a later point and you are new here or haven't subscribed yet, then please be sure to consider subscribing. That would be very much appreciated by myself, and I'm sure that you will love what's to come from this channel. It's all going to be pretty much Minecraft related with a few games mixed in here and there, so it'll be something cool, I'm sure of it. So as I say, if you are interested, then please do click that subscribe button down below. Anyway, let's continue with the video. So in between episodes, as I say, we live streamed over the weekend, and you might notice immediately that the tunnel was finished up. So let's dive down and just take a look at that, because we did make a bit of a significant change at the bottom here. We've actually shortened the end of the tunnel, so it's now 4 blocks of glass high, similarly to the rest of the structure. We added a few lanterns in here, a few sea lanterns, just to light up the ocean floor, so that when we're coming down the tunnel, we can at least see what's going on around us, and it keeps things a bit more interesting. But if we hop in the cart and hit the button and get on our merry way, take a look either side just so you guys can sort of gauge what is up. You'll see that we have actually completed the track system. We've got a few wooden logs in as well, so that's part of the design of the tunnel, which we will finish at some point. And then once you arrive inside the Guardian Farm itself, you come into this nice quaint little station with a few trees and well, I say trees, they're kind of like bushes right there. Amradorn gave me this suggestion, so if you put a flower pot down and then put a cactus in it, it kind of looks like a stem, right? So then if you add some leaves, you get this nice small bush type thing, which looks awesome. I really like it. So this is the station. You come in here to get in and out of the Guardian Farm. So if you hit the button, you will make the return journey and head back on your way up to the surface. So as I say, we've got the very first segments of a design in place here. So I think we will work on that some more today and try and figure out what we're going to put in between the wooden pillars here, because they do sort of they're spaced out in a way that allows us to have a similar design running throughout. One thing that was kind of annoying is the fact that you have to make the choice between either having this stupid water texture underneath the blocks, or you can actually have some air blocks above the block. Some airspace above the blocks. So if they're not waterlogged, you'll see the airspace. So I think having them waterlogged looks a lot better on the eye. So we just decided to bite the bullet and have this water texture that comes underneath the blocks here. But, you know, hopefully in a future update they'll fix that. Anyway, you guys, let's try and figure out what we can do for a design down in the tunnel, and I'll bring you guys back in once we've got something underway. Okay guys, the first change that I've made is to push the light back one and actually install a cyan glass in front of it. I think that would be nice, just to add a bit of difference and get the cyan glass back into the design somehow. And then secondly, similarly to on the other side, we're going to have a trim of dark oak at the bottom, I think, as well. That sort of fits the theme of the tunnel outside. And then I've just got a conglomerate of different prismarine block types here, aside from the dark prismarine, of course. And we're going to just try to implement them in a way that allows us to create something cool. So I might do something like this, throw a couple walls in, because that's something we haven't used before. And then maybe on the side of the walls, we want to just add a prismarine brick trim, something like that maybe. And then what could we do on the sides here? Maybe some stairs like this. And I'm kind of just throwing ideas out there. You know, this is all random at the moment, and we'll make changes as we go along. And then in the very back here, we could maybe what could we do here? Because it needs to be something slightly different. We could do something like this, get a slab in, or is this going to be too much if we just did something like that maybe? Yeah, you know what, I kind of like the way that looks. We do need to figure out what's going to go behind here though, so maybe we could just come in the back with some prismarine, pop those, oops, nope, we need to go a bit further back there we go. Pop something like that in the back, and then maybe at the top we could go again with a similar type thing, or we could even go with maybe some dark oak planks just to match the bottom, and then we bring our wall back in, and there we go. Something like that I think will work. Yeah, I quite like that. You know what, we'll go with it. It was on the fly, but it works. So let's get that installed, and here we go. Alright guys, we're back at base, and we've got our axe in hand. So can you guess what time it is? I think you probably can. It's time that we cut down some more dark oak trees. That's right, we ran out of dark oak wood again, just when we needed it the most as well, because as you know, the design that I came up with back then, which I'm pretty proud of actually. I'm surprised I was able to come up with something like that right in the immediate clip that we were running in. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that, but we do need some dark oak wood for it, and unfortunately we pretty much ran out apart from 4 planks, which isn't even going to satisfy one segment of that wall. So here I am cutting down some more dark oak tree, and I'll catch you guys back over at the Guardian Farm in just a second. Okay guys, so all is going pretty swell here, and we've got the design in place along this straight run of track here, but we are approaching a corner, which means that things might need to change ever so slightly, just so that we can continue to incorporate the same design. And in terms of doing that, I really don't know what we're going to do, so I'm just going to start digging here and see what we come up with. So I figured we'll just try keep it relatively the same. So the design relatively the same, but maybe just expand it across so that it can fit in this gap, because this is significantly bigger than the gap I've been fitting it in already. So if we just do something like this, tear that out, there we go. And then immediately we had the light here, so let's replace the lights. So we'll go over lantern, lantern. And then we're going to have glass here and here, so that means we need to have something in the middle there as well. But I'll figure that out in just a second. And then we'll have our planks running across the bottom, like so, once again. And then what did we have up here? We had plank and plank. So something like that, there we go. And then we'll need a block there and a block there. So what I might do, actually, I might just go straight ahead and put prismarine bricks running up the middle there. That might help out and make things look good. And then in behind here, 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 and here, we have the walls. Sorry, the prismarine, so that we can have the prismarine walls in front of it. There we go. So then we can do something like that. All right. So this is pretty similar to what we've got. And then on the sides here, we have this. And then in the gap, we have that. So I think what we can do is just do a double thing like this. So 2 of the same design, and then in the middle there we'll just go with another row of prismarine bricks, and I think that probably makes the most sense, right? And then of course in the holes here we just put some prismarine brick as well, and that should be fairly similar to the design we've got on the straight walls over there, but just different enough to incorporate it into the corner here, and I think that worked out. I think it worked out pretty well. So we'll continue here, and I need to figure out what we're going to do on the corner here as well, because again this is slightly different, but I will transfer this design over into that corner as well, and then we'll just continue on with the wall design as we were. Alright guys, we're pretty much done with the underground section here, and I kind of wasn't sure what to do with this corner here, so I'm going to leave it like that, I think, and hope that that's okay. It looks kind of different, right? But I think we're just going to have to live with it like that, because it's hard to get a design in here without covering up the light too much. So we'll just keep it open for now and see what comes of it. We might think of something sometime, but for now it stays like that. And then the walls along the left and the right at the moment are exactly the same. And then we come to the corner, and I've implemented I was about to say the same disease, but I meant the same design from over there. I've transferred that across, and it fit in perfectly again with the stairs being right on the end. And then we are now progressing on to where the track starts to go into the water. So first thing I did was just add a small trim here, but apart from that, no design implementations just yet. I think what we need to do firstly, though, is to make sure that we have the correct height above all of the tracks here. So what we got, 1, 2, 3. I think we need to go up one more, like this, just to create enough space for us to be able to have things looking similar to how they are just up there towards that end of the track. So I will just take this up +1, as I say. There we go. And I probably should be using a shovel for this dirt, but I'm too lazy to pull the shovel out. Okay, there we go. So that's a bit better. And then I think once we get to the bottom as well, we should probably just take another layer out there, and the transition is a lot smoother. So that's gonna be perfect, I think. Now we just need to think of a design to go in across the walls here. It might have to be something a bit more simplistic, because we're working with angles now rather than just flat walls, which can be more tough. So what I'll do is, again, I will come up with a design, and then we will think about getting it installed all the way up to the top, and then we should be just about done and ready to put in a ceiling design. I've had a bit of an idea, and I'm hoping that it works out, because it allows us to use some of the terracotta that we recently harvested. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, how many stacks would I predict? I think 4 will be a safe bet. So 4 stacks, and we're going to convert all of this to cyan terracotta. And then I'm going to use that in the walls for the part of the tunnel that slopes downwards, and I'll explain why in just a second. Oh, we've only got 5 cyan dye left, but we should be able to craft a bunch more. But first things first, should probably go ahead and get rid of a few things. So let's get rid of some of this. That chest is relatively full at the moment, which isn't good. That means that I'm going to have to go back into deep storage to get rid of some of this stuff. That's no issue though. So let's head back inside. So the reason why I'm going to do this is because I figured that on the way down the tunnel, we have the cyan glass on on both sides, right? So that we can see out into the ocean. And it's just a flat texture. So I'm thinking what we can do is, in place of the cyan glass on the sections that have stone around them rather than water, we can just use cyan terracotta instead, and hopefully that will look decent enough to satisfy our needs. And then we should be able to go ahead and, as I say, implement a ceiling design to go along with our wall designs. So let me combine these two. I think that should be enough. There we go. And then we just want to bring these around the outside like so. And I'm not really sure how this is going to look because terracotta, the colors look kind of dull compared to other blocks. But I think that might work, right? It looks relatively similar to the glass. Let's pull the glass out. See what I mean though? The glass is much brighter, much lighter, and then the damp terracotta is quite different in terms of color. But what we'll do is we'll give it a test, and hopefully it turns out okay. And then I'll bring you guys back in to see the finished product, and we can make our minds up. Okay, guys, so this is pretty much it, I guess. We've got the cyan in place. There is room for more design, you know, just to spruce things up once we start adding the ceiling in down here. But for now, this is basically as good as it gets. I added in this small wooden pillar here just to give a bit of differentiation amongst the, you know, the basicness of this entire wall / ceiling area of cyan terracotta, but it doesn't look so bad, right? Or at least I don't think so. I don't think it looks too bad at all. So we might just stick with it because this is going to be a segment of the build that you only go through briefly anyway, so it's not like you're going to really notice it that much. And I think we need to keep that in mind when building things like this, that you're not going to see it all that often. So just keep it simple and try not to think too hard about it. But there is one thing we need to do, and that's to add some lighting. And we're going to do it similarly to how we did it down there, just to maintain some form of consistency. So what I want to do is, I think I want to go maybe one there. So what we're going to do is just pop the light in the back and then come out with a piece of cyan glass like so. And then we'll create one directly opposite as well. There we go. And I was even maybe thinking about putting one up there, but I don't know if we really need that at the moment. So I'm going to come down again. And we're going to do one maybe, where else should we have one? Probably in the middle here somewhere. So 1, 2, we'll go with one right there. I think that's a good location. That's about the middle between the two wooden pillars. And then again, we'll just mirror that on the other wall. So it'll be right here, I think. Yep, that's correct. And then glass. Okay. And I think we probably need one more somewhere around here. So we've got, 1, 2, and then we've got one there. Trying to think where we should put the next one. Maybe here, or maybe there. I think there will work. And then let's pop light and then mirror and then light glass. Does that work? And then if we carry on diagonally, does that meet up with this one? I think it does, right? Yeah, it does. So I think that'll work out. So we've got 2 in from there, and then we've gone 2 in from there and placed lights. So I think that works out. Yeah, that would do for me. And as I say, we just want to make sure that this is nice and bright so that we hopefully can avoid any spawns. I'm not sure they'll be able to spawn in here anyway. I can't really think of... I can't think whether or not mobs can spawn on rail tracks or stairs. I don't know. Possibly stairs, but rail tracks I'm not sure. So maybe they couldn't have spawned there anyway, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So now that we've done that, I do want to try and implement a ceiling design for this tunnel before we finish up today's episode. And I've already got in mind what I want to do. So I'm probably going to pop back to base ever so quickly to grab a few more things. And then hopefully we'll have the materials required to get that done, dusted, and this tunnel complete so that we finally got an entrance that is nice and polished, that runs in and out of the Guardian farm, and we don't have to worry about that silly makeshift entrance that we've had over there for that period of time since we finished construction. Okay guys, so here is what we are going to do for the ceiling, and some of you may already have guessed because it's going to be something similar to what we've done in a lot of places around the world. We need some of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to quickly take up all of this like so. So first of all, we want to take out the blocks that are stone so that we can't, or that we can replace them because they are going to be seen through the material that we're using for the ceiling here. And then we're going to pop some prismarine bricks at the top, and then finally just some oak leaves in between like so. And I really do like how the oak leaf ceilings work because they have this texture which has a few holes in it. You know, it adds the extra detail, that depth, and you can also see through them so that the blocks above them are visible, which again just allows you to create that extra bit of detail in your build. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same again, but we do need to convert some of this into planks because we're pretty much clean out of those, or we were clean out. So once again, we come with the trim of planks, then we take out the ceiling itself and replace that with prismarine brick, which we're going to have to craft some more of in a second as well, because once again, we're running low. We should have just enough to actually finish this part up here. There we go. They've ran out now, and then in come the leaf blocks like so. And then another detail we're going to add, similarly to elsewhere, we're just going to pop iron bars like this in the corner. Again, that's just another design feature that I do like to add, and I think we'll do the same right up here. And then aside from that, we won't have them. Actually, no, we're not going to do the same here. We're going to leave that one blank for now. But one other thing that I may decide to do is to actually pull this out like so, and then add the leaves in there. But as I say, I haven't decided whether or not we will do that yet, so I'm going to leave it just as terracotta, but I'm going to continue working here. I'll bring you guys back in to see the finished product of this, and then we will probably think about wrapping up today's episode, because we're probably already past the 20-minute mark actually, which is usually what I aim for, but you guys deserve a bit extra since I didn't upload over the weekend, so here you go. Okay, so I think we're finally done, which is good, because it's taken a while, right, to get this thing complete. A couple of episodes now, and we finally implemented an entrance to the Guardian Farm, which is something that's been a long time coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a ride through to the surface, and then a ride back down into here, into the Guardian Farm itself, and then we'll think about wrapping up the video, and I'll kind of explain what we did on the way through. So I hit the button. As you can see, we've got the leaf blocks on the ceiling. As I said, I would have implemented a couple iron bars on the sides as well. And then once we come to this left-hand turn here, you'll see we've got the leaf blocks coming up to that piece of wood there, and then all throughout the rest of the underwater segment that doesn't have water on the outside, we have got the cyan terracotta. So as I say, let's go back one more time, just so that we can take a look from this angle. So the cyan terracotta bleeds into the leaf blocks, which then blend into this design underneath. So I think it's cool. All in all, we did a good job, and I'm pleased, as I say, that we finally got something up together that allows us to enter the Guardian Farm without having to break tons of blocks each time. And I think ceremoniously for the end of this episode, we will finally take down this cobblestone and actually put the slab back in that was meant to be there all along. So let's get the slab, break the cobblestone, and one last piece. Oh no, one more piece after that. I was incorrect. Okay, still more pieces. Actually, no, we don't need to break anymore, do we? Because we can just go 3, 2, 1, slap place. Yeah, there we go. So, as I say, a kind of ceremonial finishing up of this room. And now we can just dump the cobblestone in there. So we're done. We no longer have to come through that roof there. And we can keep the design intact rather than having to break it every time. So let's wrap up this episode, you guys, because it's ran over a bit further than I wanted it to. Not that that's any issue, but you know, you guys might be bored at this point, so let's do it. Alright then, you guys, welcome back to the video for the last time for today. This has been episode 121 of the Minecraft LP series. I do hope you had fun and got some enjoyment out of today's video. I definitely had a ton of fun recording it, and as per usual, enjoyed it very, very much. I always like to play the game, and it's much more fun when I'm sharing it with you guys, so there is that. If you did enjoy today's video, then please be sure to drop a like down below. That would be much appreciated by myself. Any comments, suggestions, questions, feedback, anything like that in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you on that. So I urge you to drop any comments that you may have, because as I usually say, I love the interaction. I love responding to you guys, so please be sure to do that. And finally, if you're new around here or haven't subscribed yet, then be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned to this series and any other videos that we may decide to post. Most of it is going to be Minecraft related, so if you are a fan of the game, then of course subscribing might be something you want to do. And that is pretty much it, you guys. So let me just say that I appreciate the fact that all of you keep coming back to the channel to watch the videos. Once again, I'm sorry for not posting over the weekend. I did have a few things that I didn't anticipate happen, and that made me busy. And as I say, YouTube kind of has to take the back burners when things like that happen, just because it's one of the although it is important to me, you guys must understand that it is one of the least important things in terms of stuff that I have to do to keep my life on track, you know. So that's my explanation for that. Anyway, you guys, let's not keep things too long here. So take care of yourselves, take care of your families. I've been Hocus Pocus. This was episode 121. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.